Hello my lovelies. Today I'm going to be taking you through my August setup in my bullet journal. I'm not really, I haven't got a huge amount to talk about in this video, so I might end up just putting a lot of music in the background because I'm not 100%, but I did want to talk to you a little bit about things that have been happening and going on and blah 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 blah. So yeah, as most of you know, I'm pregnant. Yay! Unfortunately for me, I don't carry well. I'm not the best at being pregnant. My hormones tend to go all over the place. I've suffered all 3 pregnancies now with prenatal depression, which is quite it's hard work to say the least. So yeah, if you're also someone who, when they get pregnant, doesn't feel that wonderful, fantastic pregnancy-ness, I feel you, because there's lots of people around when they're pregnant and it's all, yeah, pregnancy is wonderful and I have this little baby and I'm so excited, and yes, I feel all those things, but I'm also struggling with quite bad depression and anxiety and high levels of stress. So this video has been one of the most challenging to get out. So yeah, this narration is probably going to be quite raw. It's not going to be very structured because I just wanted to be a little bit real today, and so I'm not going to do a huge amount of editing through this narration. But yeah, I wanted to kind of catch you guys up with what's been going on. I planned this video and I got everything sorted sort of mid-July. And I thought I was all on track, and I've got my Skillshare deadline and stuff like that, and I missed it. This was supposed to go to them a few days ago, but I had just the worst case of cystitis. I got a UTI. I've suffered with them for about 15 years, and it's to the point where they get very painful very, very quickly. And I actually ended up having to go into hospital because I was in so much pain with it, and I was getting like these cramping feelings around my bump, almost like contractions, and honestly it was so painful. I felt like I could have been in the later stages of labour. It was just agony. So they sent me they've prescribed me some antibiotics, and they gave me some morphine when I got there because I couldn't even hold a conversation with anybody. I was in so much pain. And that was the day I was planning to finish everything up so that I would be able to meet my deadline with everything, and it just didn't work out that way. Then the next day I had loads of trouble with my editing software, and I spent about 3 or 4 hours online chatting to online support. Finally got it fixed, but by about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon I was just in tears panicking about trying to meet this deadline, and it's not been a great month. I'm a little bit emotional, so you'll have to bear with me, but I'm sure I'm not the only pregnant person that struggles, although I felt like it. So maybe it will help other women to know that pregnancy is sometimes not all fun and games. I mean, we all know it's not, because you get all sorts of symptoms and this, that and the other. But with struggling with prenatal depression, it got to a point yesterday where I was just out of my mind with worry and panic and just a complete mind meltdown, is the only way I can describe it. And in the past, when stuff like that has happened, I've just left it and hoped that things would get better. But luckily this time I recognized what was happening, and I got in contact with my midwife, and I said, look, I'm really struggling emotionally, please help me. Please, I need some help. So yeah, if you are struggling even if you're not pregnant, if you're struggling, please reach out to somebody, because I know last night I was feeling really bad and I didn't pick up the phone to anybody. It was about midnight, and there are people that you can call in those situations, but I didn't. I left it till today, but I've managed to speak to someone and I'm getting a little bit of emotional support and help. So please, if anybody is struggling, please get some help. Don't suffer in silence and do it on your own, because it's hard enough as it is without trying to cope with it by yourself. I also have had some bad news with a friend who is just a wonderful, wonderful young lady, and she was pregnant, not far behind me, and unfortunately she lost her babies. And she's been so incredibly strong and brave about it. So I've had sort of, that's been on my mind on top of things. So I don't know why I'm telling everybody all this, but I feel like it's good to be honest sometimes. Anyway, with this month's spread, I wanted to keep things a little bit more simple. So I did the tracing method. I do have a video on how to trace things into your bullet journal, because sometimes it's just so much easier than coming up with ideas on your own when you want to make something nice. And with this one, I wanted it to just be as clean and simple as possible. So I went over to Pinterest and found some images that I really liked. So I can't take any credit for any of the pictures I used in this. I have traced them all from Pinterest. I will show you when I get to my weekly setup how I do that, because I've changed it slightly, because I've got a tablet now, an iPad, sorry, that my beautiful, wonderful aunties bought for my birthday for me. And it's just been so much fun. So that's how I've managed to trace, and I even did it with the lettering, because I traced it from Dafont, DAFONT.com, and they've just got thousands and thousands and thousands of different fonts in there that you can use. And if you trace them, it's great, because it means you can have pretty writing even if you don't necessarily have the natural ability. So with feeling pretty rotten, I'm finding my bullet journal to be extra helpful at the minute. I mean, I could have just left it and not set anything up and not used it, but actually, while I'm feeling like this, having that extra structure and focus is definitely helping, especially with having things like my productivity tracking spread and my health and habits spread, and even more so the spread that I have for what I've been doing that day and how I've been feeling is really, really helping at the minute, because it really helps me to keep some perspective on how I'm feeling, rather than thinking this feeling's going to last forever. I can see that, they go up and down, emotions change. Just because you're feeling one way one day doesn't mean you will all the time. So like with this spread, I've got what I did, and then on the next spread I've got how I felt. And while I was looking through Skillshare on what classes to share with you in this month's spread, I found a really, really fantastic one that I think is right up our street for people like us who like to plan and bullet journal. And it's called 10 Reasons Why You Should Start Journaling. And it's by Nina, I'm struggling with her surname, but I think it's Vangerow. I'll leave a link in the description to it, because you'll never find her from my description. But her class has things on memory keeping, mindfulness, clarity of thoughts and feelings, dealing with emotions, mental health, know yourself, become a better writer, problem solving, planning, and creativity. And she's really nice as well. She's just really nice to watch. So yes, I found that through Skillshare. If you don't know, Skillshare sponsors my videos sometimes. They're an online learning community and I love them. There are so many different classes, thousands and thousands of different classes to try over lots of different subjects. And if you use the link that Skillshare has provided for me in the description of this video, you get 2 months free to try. So, you know, you can give it a go. If you don't like it, you don't have to carry on, but my bet is you'll find loads of different stuff on there that you'll really enjoy. It's very affordable. It's less than £10 a month, which is, you know, less than the amount you spend on coffee during the month. Not me personally, I don't drink coffee, but less I'd spend on chocolate. Oh, especially at the minute, I need all the chocolate I can get. Yeah, I wanted to say thank you to Skillshare for being so understanding while I've been all over the place. I've honestly not been the easiest person to work with because I keep missing deadlines, and they've just been so understanding. Skillshare is not only a fantastic resource for learning and stuff, but they're just a good company. They're just nice people from a good company. So I highly recommend trying out some of their classes. Also, Jazza from Drawing with Jazza has just started a Skillshare class as well. So I'm going to be watching that soon because I only found that out this morning and I'm really excited to watch it. So yes, if you'd like to find out more about Skillshare, use the link in the description below. The first 1,000 people who use the link will get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium to try it out and see if it works for you. So yes, give it a go and see what you think. I don't really have a huge amount more to say about this spread. I'm not feeling very talkative, if I'm completely honest. I really like, actually, on this spread, with the Today I'm Feeling, that big column on the sidebar I've got on the right hand side. It's 3 boxes wide and it gives me space to put in how I'm feeling morning, afternoon and evening, because sometimes it's not enough for me to have just an overall view of how I've been doing, because my emotions can change drastically through the day. So it's really, really handy to see what I'm like at the different times of the day, because sometimes I see a pattern. Sometimes I'm just better in the mornings. In midday I tend to have quite a dip, and I think that's just because tired. But yeah, all these little things in my planner have been saving me this month. It's just somewhere private for me to. This is why I don't really share any spreads after I've filled them in, because they're quite private for me. I write how I'm feeling, and that's not always what I want to share with people. Other than today, obviously you guys can tell I'm not feeling great, but I feel like I've been doing this long enough, and I sort of know my followers well enough to trust them, to trust you guys, and I always try my best to be as honest as possible in these videos. So I've completely lost my train of thought. I'm not going to stay on because I'm just too emotional. But I can't leave this video any longer. I've been waiting till I feel a bit better, because I don't want to cry online and have it out there for everybody to see. But I just hope that anybody that is struggling knows that they're not alone. It can pass. I've gone through this several times and I've been up and down with depression, and what I've gained most from it is it doesn't last forever. It does come and go in waves. Sometimes it's a lot stormier than others, but eventually I do come out the other side of it. I think also telling myself that, the pregnancy hormones aren't helping. I'm trying to be logical about it. I've also changed the antidepressants I'm on because the ones that I was on wasn't so good for the baby, and the baby could get withdrawal symptoms. So I've changed it, and obviously all the chemicals and stuff in those tablets, and that's going to have an effect. So I'm trying to speak to myself logically about how I'm feeling and not panic about it. And if I do start panicking, I'm reaching out to someone. Not necessarily family and friends. Sometimes your GP and your doctors, and a lot of places have charity run telephone numbers that you can call, but just don't leave it, because in my experience, the longer I've left it without actually speaking to someone about it, the worse it gets, and it gets worse faster and faster and faster. So if you can catch it early and have someone else there just to reassure you and talk you through how you're feeling, and give you a little bit of perspective, because sometimes it's very hard to have a clear perspective when your emotions are all over the place. If you can get a professional to speak to, that's even better, but just anybody that can talk to you that's outside of the situation can really help. So I'm going to leave this video today a bit early. If you've managed to put up with this video for this long, thank you. I'm sure I will feel better soon, but I'm still quiet on the online front because I'm struggling to keep up with it at the minute. So I do read all of your comments though, every single one. And you're all so supportive and wonderful. And a lot of your comments that you've left previously on other videos have been really helpful for me to go back on while I've been feeling down. So I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for just being there. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this month, and I hope you have a good August. Even if you're feeling crappy right now, who knows? Things can get better and often do. And we all just got to get through it. It's hard at the minute with COVID and everything. So, we're all just doing the best we can. And that's all we can do. I love you all. Thank you so much. And I will speak to you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.
Never make promises, 'cause I don't keep them. I never make promises, 'cause I don't keep them. 'Cause I don't keep them. 'Cause I don't keep them. 'Cause I don't. I never make promises, 'cause I don't keep them. I never make promises, 'cause I don't keep them.